Time now for my review of Reddit Online Frontier Pursuits, now available on Xbox One and PlayStation 4. We're going to go over the pros, the cons, and of course, my final verdict. And you are welcome to let me know what you honestly think about the Frontier Pursuits, what you like about it, what you don't like about it, your pros, your cons, your verdicts. Welcome below in the comments section. Let's start things off with the pros, and spoiler alert, I think this is a fantastic step in the right direction for Red Dead Online. A rather big update, about 11 gigs or more or less depending on which console you're updating on, but it comes with a load of brand new content, along with 3 brand new roles: Trader, Collector, Bounty Hunter. You can play as one, maxing it out to rank 20, or you can do 2 out of 3, or all 3, as long as you got the gold. Each role will cost you 15 bars of gold, unless you're able to get them for free. For example, you can be a trader on PlayStation 4 for free from now till I think sometime in early October. And if you have Grand Theft Auto Online linked to your Rockstar Social Club along with Red Dead Online, and you collected all 54 poker cards in Grand Theft Auto Online, you will get a free collector's bag. And if you have a Twitch Prime account linked to your Rockstar Social Club, you can be a bounty hunter for free. But all 3 roles are awesome. I am loving all 3 of these roles. At first, it felt very overwhelming, which is why some of you may want to consider focusing on 1 role at a time, or maybe 2 roles at a time. Like have the trader in the background, doing some passive income for you as you explore the map as a collector, and are going out there doing them bounties as a bounty hunter. There's something for just about everybody with the Frontier Pursuits update. In addition to specialist roles, there's a lot of other positives about this update. New weapons, items, clothing, horse-drawn vehicles, directional damage indicators to display where your character is hit from, additional horse breeds, the ability to change your character's appearance without resetting progress, which is something a lot of players have been wanting for a few months now, expanded custom outfit slots. We have up to 7 now, and you can name your custom outfits. The ability to name saved outfits, yes. Role-specific free roam events. Increased selling prices for looted jewelry, which is something a lot of us looters are very happy about. Plus, we have golden teeth we can sell as well to the fences. Increased movement and animation speeds for more responsive combat, including aiming, cocking, and reloading, as well as faster looting and more. Additional game balancing and improvements to Red Dead Online, courtesy of the Frontier Pursuits. So there's a lot of abilities. We're not going to go over all of them, but like Horse Lantern, which is great for anyone that wants to rank up the collector, get the Horse Lantern, especially if you have trouble seeing at night. It'll give you a little extra light when you're riding around on your horse with the Horse Lantern. Eagle Eye is going to be fantastic, as well as a shovel metal detector for out there looting and exploring the world as a collector. Various satchel upgrades for all 3 roles, which are going to be very handy for allowing you to carry more items in your satchel. Refined binoculars, reinforced lasso, and a lot more as well. Plus, the camp is way more useful now. Not to mention the fact that Cripps is actually useful in the trader business. He's making the materials for you. As long as you're getting him supplies and you're getting him the animals and the carcasses, the pelts, and all that good stuff for him to make the product for you to sell on a passive business. Yes, thank you, Cripps, for finally actually doing something other than playing the harmonica and drawing in your book. And of course, we now have a stew pot that we can purchase at the camp, which will boost up your cores tremendously. A weapons locker for all those weapons you no longer want to have, like the carbine repeater, the Cattleman revolver, etc. You can now lock those away, and they'll no longer appear in your weapons wheel. We got 3 new camp themes, and they all look awesome, by the way, as well as the ability to own a camp dog. And yes, as mentioned, we have wagons now that we can acquire. The different trader wagons, you start off with a small trader wagon, but eventually you can purchase a medium as well as a large trader wagon, so you can haul more goods to local as well as long distances for more money and more roll XP. And you can also get a hunter wagon, which is good for both bringing items to donate to Cripps for the trader business, as well as to your local butcher to sell for money. And of course, the bounty wagon, which is great for when you're bounty hunting and you have, say, more than one target that you're going after. Maybe more than 2 targets. Maybe you have like 4 or 6 targets and you want somewhere to put them safe and sound. Well, now you can have your very own bounty wagon. And of course, the Wheeler Club and Outlaw Pass is pretty good as well. The Wheeler Club is free, and what's awesome is that you rank up really easily from rank 1 to 70 just by playing the game. All the XP that you're doing, XP and roll XP, is going towards ranking up not only the Wheeler Club, but the Outlaw Pass. Now, the Outlaw Pass will cost you 35 bars of gold, but at least for the first season of the Outlaw Pass, as we're calling it, Outlaw Pass 1, it's worth it. There's a ton of awesome content to come of it, plus money, a lot of other goods, and what's even better is as long as you're playing the game every day, you're going to easily rank up with the Outlaw Pass, and you're going to get your 35 bars of gold back. It's an investment, but play the game, rank up with the Outlaw Pass and the Wheeler Club, and you're going to get a ton of new content as well. There's also brand new daily challenges, as well as new daily roll challenges based on the roles you're playing. Rolls for Bounty Hunter every day, rolls for Collector every day, as well as rolls for Trader. Additional ways to make more roll XP, more gold in your pocket. And as we mentioned, 3 new horse breeds. They are tied to the rolls, so there's a horse breed for each of the rolls that you can eventually rank up and acquire. We'll talk more about that in just a minute in the con section. 3 new ability cards. I haven't really seen too much information about the ability cards, but they seem fascinating, and 1 or 2 I'm even considering getting, and I'm not really an ability card player. There's also improvements to defensive mode, which is something I'm all about. I need to be defensive as possible. On rare occasions, I do PvP, but for the most part, I prefer just sticking to these roles, doing stranger dangers, hunting, fishing, and my own business. There's also tons of new dynamics throughout the world. A few examples, I've seen NPCs dueling, as well as treasure maps for sale from other NPCs. I've even seen a few dogs throughout the world barking at you, indicating that they want you to follow them. And I've had some different outcomes from all of those experiences, plus a whole bunch of other dynamics as well, making the world of Red Dead Online feel even more alive. And of course, all the usual fixes, bugs, improvements, which segues us into the cons. Because if there is an improvement that seriously needs to be done, it's the disconnections and the game crashes. This is something that's been plaguing Red Dead Online since launch of the beta. And even when the game went out of beta a few months ago, people were still disconnecting. I have a friend in Colombia who has this problem. I have a friend in Mississippi that has this problem. And my friend in Mississippi has really good internet, and it doesn't really matter where you are regionally. There are definitely people that have disconnect issues. I have disconnected a few times. I've even had a few game crashes over the past week. It seems a little bit better, but the disconnects and the game crashes are still happening, and that's something that Rockstar needs to be seriously addressing when it comes to the server issues. I do not blame the community of Red Dead Online. The responsibility to fix the servers and ensure less disconnects and crashes is with Rockstar. The next con is the dogs. Now look, I love dogs. I'm a pet person. But I made a video a few weeks ago going over ideas, a wish list for canine companions. I wasn't expecting us to be able to do everything with the dog. And maybe eventually Rockstar will give us more things to do with the dog, like take the dog hunting and have it ride around with you throughout the world of Red Dead Online. But I was expecting at the very least more than 3 dog options, because there's at least, I think, a dozen breeds of dogs already in the game. And the animations for the dogs are basically identical to each other. They just look different. So you can't tell me, Rockstar, that you couldn't have, on day 1 of launch of Frontier Pursuits, had all those dog breed options for us to choose from, giving us more variety. Are you planning on actually drip feeding those dogs into the game after players have purchased one of the 3 options? I mean, sorry, that's for PlayStation 4. They get 3 dog options. Unfortunately, as of right now, everyone on the Xbox One gets 2 options. And about a month from now, they'll get a 3rd option, the American Foxhound. So that even makes it worse because, like I said, there's only 3 breeds of dogs. Now, the Labrador has several variations you can choose from, but in my humble opinion, this is something that should not have been drip fed. If that's their plan, which most likely is the case, all those dog breeds should have been available day one for us to choose between, like the Poodle, the Husky, and all the other dogs. But for whatever rhyme or reason, Rockstar chose only 2 to 3 dogs. And it costs, about $400 for a dog. You can name the dog, which is awesome. But then you abandon the dog if you want to get a different dog because you only have 1 dog at the camp. And so let's just say this coming Tuesday or in a future event week, they add some more dog breeds. And then you're sitting there going like, well, I really wanted a Husky. I really wanted a Shepherd. And now I've got to get rid of my, Labrador in order to get the dog I really, really wanted, but I'm not going to get anything in return for it. I just wasted $400. That's why a lot of people are waiting till they get the dog breed that they want, and for that, I completely understand. So yes, I believe that they should have just had all the different dog breeds available at the camp for day one. And I have faith that if enough feedback goes to Rockstar, they will eventually make the dogs more useful. They've done the same thing with Crips in the camp. So one day, I think that we will actually be able to take the dog with us out into the world of Red Dead Online to do some hunting and hopefully more. But yeah, I'm getting kind of tired of all this exclusivity, like, for example, PlayStation 4 getting a free Butcher's Table. Now, look, I'm not trying to start a console war because I play on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, but I see it both ways. And to be honest, I feel like this has gone on too long. How much money has Sony paid Rockstar and Take-Two at the cost of the Red Dead Online community over on the Xbox One? And also, the PlayStation 4 players get $250 as the monthly gift. On top of that, early access to the American Foxhound. So, come on, Rockstar. That's enough of that nonsense. Now, let's mosey on over to the horses. I'm not going to spend too much time on this because I did a rant video on it Saturday because I knew that I was going to dive a lot into that particular issue because it's a problem that's been not only revolved around the 3 horse breeds, but mechanics in the game as well that I've had serious issues with. So if you want to know my issue regarding the horses, as well as other problems that I have with the horse system in the game and the purchasing and the discarding, feel free and check out my horse rant video that I posted a few days ago. And I guess I could say the final rant that I have, mainly because the pros heavily outweigh the cons. Madame Nazar. Now look, I like Madame Nazar. Of course I do. I also understand why she moves around. It's understandable because that's her character. That's the way she is. She moves around. She's a gypsy. I get it. But Rockstar, I know you want the community to interact with each other. I know that you want us to be out there being like, oh, do you guys know where this is or that is? But there are players out there playing Red Dead Online that may not know that the icon is not supposed to appear after you first go and find her because you want us to have that whole viral thing of talking about it. Like, hey, where's Madame Nazar today? I don't know. Oh, she's over there at Blue Water Marsh. Oh, she's in Big Valley. Oh, she's over there. But you didn't consider the fact that there are players in Red Dead Online that may not know, and they may consider it a bug. And they may be desperately trying to find Madame Nazar racing all the way across the map to no avail because it's a rather large map. So if there's one thing I think they should fix when it comes to this whole thing, allow the icon to appear. It's a video game. There's tons of other icons. So yes, I think it's cool that Madame Nazar moves every day. It adds realism to her character. It makes sense for who she is. But seriously, Rockstar, just go back and fix the icon issue. I know it's supposed to be a feature, but it's a silly feature in all honesty. And like I mentioned, if you could go ahead and fix the disconnects and game crashes, that would also be great. So there you go. My pros, my cons. Time now for my final verdict. And like I said already, Frontier Pursuits is most definitely a step in the right direction for Red Dead Online. I think that a lot of us see the vision now of what Rockstar has in mind. We've heard about it in interviews over the past few months, but to actually get in there and be a trader or a collector or a bounty hunter and to actually enjoy all 3 roles and everything else that's been added to the game is awesome. And at first it feels overwhelming, but that's a great thing. It's better for it to be overwhelming than underwhelming because it adds a lot to Red Dead Online for probably months to come for everybody that may start off with one role as a trader and then decide, you know what, I want to try out the bounty hunter now. Or I want to mosey on over to the collector, or do all three, or just go back and forth until they max out all three. And then the good news is, even if you max out all three, you can continue being a collector. You can continue being a bounty hunter as well as a trader and make more money in the game in the process. Absolutely a great update, and it makes me very hopeful for the future of Red Dead Online, and I'm definitely looking forward to the next update. I don't know if it's going to be at the same level as Frontier Pursuits. Probably not. Maybe it'll just be a continuation of Land of Opportunities, along with some new horses and other new content to hold us over until they can add new roles to the game, which is perfectly fine. But till then, Frontier Pursuits has definitely gotten Red Dead Online heading in the right direction. So that's how I feel about Red Dead Online's new update, Frontier Pursuits. Absolutely enjoying it. In fact, I've been up late grinding Red Dead Online with several members and subscribers in my community, and I've been having a good time, even though I could probably use a few more hours of sleep. That's when you know an update's really good. But I want to know what you think. Have you been loving the Frontier Pursuits update? Have you been hating it? Have you come across anything you don't like? Is there anything interesting that you may have seen or witnessed? Which role is your favorite? Trader, collector, bounty hunter? Do you like any of the new horses or new clothing? Let me know your honest views and opinions, pros, cons, and verdict regarding Red Dead Online Frontier Pursuits below in the comments section.